Hello there. I hear that you're done treating, and that's great news. I'm sure you're very happy about that. And you're probably wondering what happens next. I'm going to tell you in just a second. However, it's very important that we make sure that you are actually at a medical end, that you are done treating. You have to be very aware of whether or not you are still in pain, whether or not you still have any issues that have not been adequately addressed, because if you have lingering issues, now is the time to make sure that you take care of them. I know that you want the process to be over, but if you're not better, and you haven't told anyone you're not better, you're not doing yourself any favors. And I can appreciate you wanting this to be over sooner than later, but you really owe it to yourself, if you are continuing to be in pain, to let your treating professionals know that. But assuming that you are all set, assuming that you are indeed at a medical end, what happens next? What you've done now is you pass the torch over to us here in my office. We're going to do a lot of things to get your case to a point where we have it all ready to present to the insurance adjuster. Now, how long is this going to take? It takes a while. It really does. We budget 6 months from the time you tell us that you're at a medical end to when we reach a decision point on whether to settle the case or to litigate the case. And let me explain what I mean by this. In the next 6 months, the largest amount of time that we spend is collecting records, collecting medical records, medical billing, ambulance records, police records, just every place that you have been in this recovery period is where we need to get records from. And unfortunately, it does take a very long time, 3-4 months sometimes. And in that time, certainly it doesn't take 4 months to get a singular record, but what happens is we get parts of records, or we get records and realize that they're mentioning other treatment that you received that we weren't aware of. So we have to request those records. So it's a very long process. Once we get all your records in, we then send it out to be transcribed. And that transcription comes back and we're able to read your treatment history in a narrative format that allows us to see the treatment history for you. We re-audit the file at that time and make sure we haven't missed any places that you've been to treat. And then once we are assured that we have everything in, we draft your demand, we give the insurance adjuster everything they need to make a determination as to what the value of your case is. Once we have that demand put together, we send it out, and it will then sit with the insurance adjuster for a while. They will then reach out to me and they'll make an offer on your case, and I'll negotiate back and forth with the adjuster. And we will reach a point where they will offer no more than whatever their last offer was. And then I will call you. I'll have a conversation with you, and I will either recommend that you accept their offer or that you reject their offer. And if you accept their offer, because I'm recommending to you that it's a good number, then what happens is you sign a release. We send that back to the insurance company. They have 30 days to make payment. When your settlement comes in, that's called the gross recovery. If you remember, when we first met, I told you what happens with the gross recovery. You pay everybody you owe money to with the gross recovery. Who do you owe money to? Well, you owe money to my law office. Our fee is a third of what you collected. Collected $30,000, you get $20,000, and we get $10,000. We also recover our out-of-pocket costs. What's that? Our out-of-pocket costs are the fees that we were charged to get your medical records and to get your police reports. Now, that is a fee that I advance on your behalf. I don't go to you during the process and say, hey, I need $20 to get the police report. I cover that. I advance that cost. I don't want to be bothering you with that. But when the case comes in and we're settling up, I need to be reimbursed what I've spent out on your behalf. Also, if you have a medical lien, if you have health insurance, if you have private health insurance, I may, emphasis on may, have to repay your health insurance company for the amount of money that they've paid out for your treatment. I only have to pay your private health care insurance if they had sent me a letter, also known as a lien on the file. So for instance, if you have Blue Cross Blue Shield or you have Anthem, and they are aware that you have an attorney and they are aware of me, They will send me a letter and they'll say, Attorney Buckley, upon settling this case, please reimburse us however much money it is that they claim they're owed. Now, I don't always pay them 100% of what they claim is owed. A part of what I do for you is to try to negotiate a settlement less than what they're saying is owed. And I'm usually pretty successful at that. And the amount varies. Sometimes it's 20%, 25%, sometimes it's a third. But I do that for you. And then what is left over is the net amount. And the net will be given to you, and that is tax-free. And it's tax-free because it's not considered income, because it's not something that you earned a wage. You're being compensated for all the pain and suffering that you had to go through as a result of the negligence of somebody else. If we get to a point where I believe the offer is not a good offer, I will tell you that. And I'll say, you know what, they're lowballing you. And I recommend that you don't accept what they're suggesting that you take. And you have an option. This is your decision to make. You can say, thank you very much, Attorney Buckley, but even though you say it's a low number, I will take it. And that's fine. That's your decision to make. The other option is to reject the amount they're offering, and we go into suit. We file a lawsuit against the person who caused you harm. And there's a couple of reasons why we would do that. One is we might be getting lowballed by the insurance adjuster that is assigned to your case. And by filing suit, we will get a new adjuster, an adjuster who's more focused on litigating cases rather than settling cases. And sometimes they'll offer a higher amount to settle the case than rather to proceed going forward. However, you have to be patient. We are not going to be calling you every 30 days like we have been, because there isn't anything that we need to follow up with you about. So it really is a situation where we will call you if we need to. There might be instances where we need for you to re-sign releases because the releases that you signed initially have become outdated, and we need to get new ones. In the meantime, what you could be doing for us is, if you have pictures that you think we don't have, certainly send us those pictures. I want to put a personal spin on how this accident has affected your life. What have you been prevented from doing? Have you not been able to take afternoon walks? Have you been unable to go to the gym or play golf or go bowling or just do the things that you were able to do before you got hurt? These are things I want to know. What has been taken from you is a better way to say it. I'll incorporate that into your demand, and that will be very helpful for me. The other thing I hope that you have not been doing, don't go on social media and talk about your situation. This is no one's business but your own, and you will harm your case. Don't do that. So here is where we sort of part ways a little bit. We're going to do what we need to do in our office over the course of the next 6 months, and we will be in touch with you as we need to be. And we want to get your case resolved as quickly as we can. But we know here in my office that the more information we provide, the more effective we are in telling the insurance company your story, the more money they will be willing to settle your case for. And we can only do that for you if you allow us the opportunity to do it. We budget 6 months for that. Certainly, you can call us and ask us more questions if this video doesn't answer the questions you have. But I'm so glad that you gave us the opportunity to take care of this case for you. We're not going to let you down. Thanks. Have a great day. We'll be in touch soon.